Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you all are doing great. Guys, today I'm going to configure one real-time SD-WAN lab. Today I have two requirements. Number one, branch to branch communication through DC. So simple. And many of you already know this, how to create policy for branch to branch communication through DC. This is not hub and spoke topology. This is B2B through DC. And number two, prefer MPLS over internet. This is very common scenario. If you are a network engineer, you must have heard a lot about this. Prefer one transport over another, like prefer MPLS over internet. Means MPLS should be my primary transport, internet should be my backup transport. If MPLS is available, all the traffic should go via MPLS, and in case MPLS is not available, it should perform failover. It should forward the traffic towards internet. And if you are not a network engineer, just preparing for network engineer, then imagine there are two transports in your company network, internet and MPLS, and you want to configure, you want to prefer MPLS transport over internet transport. This is very common scenario and very important scenario. This is my topology. Here you can see in front of you, and I have to transport MPLS and internet. You know, by default how SD-WAN works. By default, all the sites, all the managed devices, all the VSAs are going to advertise T-locks with each other, right, through OMP protocol. Right, here is the VSmart. So all the vanished devices is going to advertise their T-lock to VSmart, and VSmart will reflect it to other vanished devices. So all the vanished devices will have T-lock of each other. Similarly, all the vanished devices will have routes of each other, right? So you will have the IP6 session between branch 1 and branch 2, between branch 1, branch 3, between branch 1 and DC. Means all the VSAs will have T-lock of each other. They will have IPsec, they will have BFD, and they will have route. This is called full mesh topology. And if I will talk about the traffic, like how traffic is going to travel, so it will be performing load balancing. If I am going to send any traffic from, let's say, DC to branch 1 or branch 2 or branch 3, or a traffic from branch 1 to branch 2, you will see traffic is going over both the transport, MPLS and internet. It is performing load balancing, right? And they are communicating directly. Your traffic will go from branch 1 to branch 2, like this. Here I have IPsec, two IPsec, one over MPLS and one over internet. So if I am going to send traffic, let's say from 10.1.1 to 20.1.1.1, it will go through both IPsec, correct? Through both IPsec, it will be performing load balancing. So first of all, my requirement is what? I don't want branches should communicate directly. They should communicate via DC because of XYZ reason, right? So first of all, in first policy, I want all the branches should communicate via DC. Means we will block the T-lock between branches. I will not advertise T-lock of branch 1 VH to branch 2 VH or branch 3 VH, right? So we'll configure policy on the VSmart for this, right? You know, in the policy we have three types of rules: T-lock rules, route rules, and default rules. Default rule is by default rejected. For T-lock, I will only allow DC T-lock, right? Because I want B2B communication, branch to branch communication. And for route, we will allow route of all the branches, but we will set the T-lock of DC. For DC route, we will only action is going to be allowed, that's it, nothing else. But for all branch routes, we will set the T-lock of DC. This is my first requirement. And to prefer one transport MPLS over internet, again we will use a T-lock list, right? In the T-lock list, I am going to call DC T-lock, and I will configure higher preference value to MPLS transport, MPLS T-lock than internet T-lock in the DC, right? So that traffic should go via MPLS. Okay, we want to prefer MPLS. First of all, let me show you the default behavior here, right? My SD-WAN lab is online, devices are online and running fine. Here you can see 4 vanished devices, all are up, 1 vBond VSmart. Okay, if I am going to take you to any vanished device, let's say branch 1 VS1, here branch 1 VS1, go to real time, and here you can run the command. Let me show you the BFD session for now. BFD session, no filtering. So you can see the BFD session, right? 5.5.5 has BFD session with 6.6.6, and you can see two BFD session are there, right? One over biz internet and one over MPLS color. Similarly with 7.7.7, 6.6.6 is branch 2, 7.7.7 is branch 3. You can see here my topology is even so simple. I have four sides, one is DC and three branches, right? 4.4.4 is DC VH, and 5.5.5 is branch 1 VH, 6.6.6 is branch 2 VH, and 7.7.7 is branch 3 VH. And here I have some controllers. You can assume that these are our AWS cloud. On the cloud I have deployed all those controllers, and it is reachable through internet, you can see, right? And here my all the sites are also connected with internet. At the same time, here I have one another transport, which is MPLS. Okay, so this is my topology, and I have accessed branch 1 VS 1 here, right? So in the BFD session you can see with all the vanished devices 4.4.4, 6.6.6 and 7.7.7, there are two BFD session, right? You can also verify the IPsec session, IPsec inbound connection, and you will have a similar output. One second, IPsec inbound connection or outbound connection. Again you can see we have exactly the same output like BFD. Okay, even if you will check the route, my service VPN is VPN 10. In VPN 10 IP route or IP route, yes, I want to filter in VPN 10. So you can see the routing table, right? We are receiving routes with all the TLOC 7.7.7, 6.6.6 and 4.4.4, right? Like 20 prefixes are coming with this TLOC. 6.6.6 biz internet and IPsec, 6.6.6 MPLS, IPsec, and with these two TLOCs, right? For 20 submit, 20 are the LAN prefixes in branch 2. Okay, so done. This is the default behavior, because here we have full mesh topology. Even if you build trace route, if you build trace route in the destination, let's say I am on branch 1 VH, if I'm going to trace dot, let's say 20.1.1.1, trace 20.1.1.1 in which VPN, in VPN 10, and from this source interface, let's say trans start, and you can see my traffic is reaching to 12.1.1.1. This is my 12.1.1.1 is here, the IP address on G0/1 of branch 2 VH, right? So my traffic is directly reaching here. Okay, right? So because of full mesh topology, I have full mesh topology here. Now I want to change the behavior. I want hub and not hub and spoke topology. I want branch to branch communication through DC. Right now there is no any policy. My topology is on default behavior, right? Even here you can simulate the path for better understanding. You can simulate your path, let's say from 5.5.5 means DCVS. If I am going to show you the simulate in VPN 10 with this source interface and destination, let's say 20.1.1, you can see I am sending traffic from branch 1 to branch 2 from the service side, and you can see traffic is going over both transport, internet, and MPLS. Done. Now let me configure branch to branch through DC first, and after that will prefer, actually in the same policy will prefer MPLS over internet. Guys, if I will talk about the policy configuration, how I am going to apply the policy, let me show you. Let me tell you that. See, I am going to configure centralized control policy, because my policy should affect entire fabric, entire topology, right? So I will configure centralized control policy. In that I will create one topology, let's say topology 1, right? In this topology I am going to match first DC side, and I will allow the TLOC, allow DC TLOC, right? And for branches, if I will not allow, by default it is going to be reject, right? So TLOC of all the branches are rejected, right? Then for the route, I am going to say match DC route and action accept, right? and match branch branch route action accept and set dct lock dct lock. And in this dct lock list, what I will do, I will configure higher preference value to mpls tlock than internet tlock. By default, if you will check the preference value for route omp route, or you can even change the tlock preference. Either I can change the route preference or tlock preference. Like, again I am taking you to 5.5.5 real time, and here if I will show you the omp route received, or received route, yes, in vpn 10, then you can see all the routes. Let's suppose 20 routes, right, coming from branch 2, and here you can see the tlock is 6.6.6 mpls, and encapsulation is ipsec, and somewhere you will see the preference value is what? Preference value, you can see omp preference value is null, 0, not set. So I can set this preference value. There are so many other ways, right, to do this, but I am going to use omp preference value. This is most easiest, and this is my way. Your way can be different, right? You can configure same thing in different way also. Multiple options are there. That's why you need to learn the technology, not the configuration of one policy. Okay, so done. Let's start our configuration of policy. Let me show you. There is no any policy right now. You can see we don't have any centralized policy as well as localized policy. I'm going to create one centralized policy. First of all, let me create the list one. Two side list is required, one with name dc, and here I am going to match side id, I think 100 or 1. Let me check what is the side id of dc. Admin, and so run system. Here you can see the side id is 100. Okay, let me say side id 100 for dc side list. Let me create one more side list for branch, and here I am going to call side id 1, 2 and 3. Branch 1 is using side id 1, branch 2 is using side id 2, branch 3 is using side id 3. Let me say okay, and I am going to create one tlock list, right? Tlock list, let me say dc tlock, and in this tlock I am going to add two tlock, right? tlock IP address means system IP address of DC is 4.4.4, 4.4.4.4. Color is going to be busy internet, or let's say MPLS, and encapsulation protocol is going to be IPsec. Again, system IP 4.4.4, color this time busy internet, and IPsec same encapsulation protocol is same IPsec. And here I am going to configure higher preference value. Let's say preference value here I am configuring 20, and here I am configuring preference value 10, right? So you can see in this tlock I have prefer this tlock, like MPLS tlock over internet tlock. Let me save it. Later you can also configure this for a particular application, that is going to be application aware routing. For now I am preferring MPLS transport for all traffic over internet traffic, right? Later we'll also talk about AR, application aware routing. We'll see how we can send critical traffic over MPLS and general traffic over internet, right? Like everything is policy, guys. Everything is available in policy, right? Whatever you can think, you can implement. There is no any limitation of SD-WAN policy. That is the main beauty of SD-WAN, and this is the reason why more than 70% enterprises are using SD-WAN nowadays. Okay, this is most popular WAN technology in today's time. If you are the network engineer, you must learn it, right? And if you have a strong knowledge of SD-WAN, you are be in demand for next 5 to 10 years, right? Because companies are suffering to find a skillful network architect, right, who have a strong commands on SD-WAN technology, right? So make sure you are learning and practicing. Okay, done. So tlock list is here. Now we don't need any other list. Let me say next, and here I am on the topology and VPN membership policy. Topology is the same, like we called centralized control policy to topology on the vManage dashboard. So let me add one topology here. I'm not going to get hub and spoke full mesh. Let me select the custom control option, and you can see here I have two types of rules. If I will cancel it and create one once again, the topology you can see route rule and tlock rule, means sequence type can be route or tlock. So first let me say sequence type tlock, and here I can name to this policy, let me say branch to branch or B to B through DC. Okay, B to B through DC, and you can say prefer MPLS over internet as well. Sequence type, first sequence type is going to be tlock, right? For tlock I'm going to get my first rule, let me say match side of DC. If this is the DC side, then action accept, that's it. For tlock rule I have only one rule. If this is the tlock of DC, accept, that's it, nothing else, right? It mean what? It mean default action is, you can see, rejected, means all the tlocks of branches is rejected. Then I don't need any another rule for tlock. Let me create another sequence type for route. For route I'm saying match again side DC. If this is DC side, then action accept and set tlock of DC tlock, right? This tlock, and here we have already configured the preference value, right? Not for the DC, for DC even you can accept it, or for DC route also you can prefer MPLS over internet, right? Done, save it. Another rule, if this is branch side branches, then again action accept, or if it is branch as well as DC, not here, like if for branch sides action accept and set tlock the DCT lock, right? And save it. For route I have two rules, you can see. For DC even we can edit it, later you can modify it as well, and here I am just saying action accept, nothing else. I have not set the DCT lock. So in the DC you will be performing load balancing, right? DCVH will be performing load balancing over both the transport. If you want DCVH should also prefer MPLS over internet, then you can set the tlock here as well. But what I want, for all the branches I want to prefer MPLS over internet for now. Okay, so done, save it. Now you can see for tlock I have one rule, for route I have two rule, and for default action it is reject. That's it, very good. Let me save it, and now my topology is ready. You can see B2B through DC. Let me say next. I'm on application aware routing. I'm not going to configure application aware routing for now. Let me say next, and here I am on the final page, the main policy page. Let me say policy 1, policy 1, and I will apply this policy for all the sites in our direction. That means heaviest might, when you are going to advertise routes and tlocks to branch 1 devices to VS, branch 1 VS, branch 2 VS, and branch 3 VH, use this policy, and in this policy you can preview what we are saying. Let me first apply it in our direction for all the branches. For all the branches, let me add and preview. Now here you can see the rule is saying what? First rule, match tlock. If this is the DC tlock, action accept, that's it, nothing else. Rule number 2, if this is the route of DC, again accept it, nothing else. Rule number 3, match route of branches. If these are the routes of branches, then action accept and set tlock of DC tlock, right? DC tlock, this is the side list which we have created. In this tlock list we have prefer MPLS tlock, and default action reject list. These are the list, here you can see, and then here are my tlock list. You can see this tlock has higher preference value, this tlock has lower preference value, and then we have applied it for branches in odd direction, right? Let me save it, and now I am going to activate it. If I will activate, you will see my traffic will start going over one transport in MPLS transport, right now it is doing load balancing. Let me activate this policy. Click on this gear button and click on activate. Now it is under process. Just a minute. Updating policy. Apply policy to vsmart. And now you can see success. Let me take you here and let me refresh this page, and now you can see my traffic is going over MPLS only, right? Again, if I will send traffic in DC, let's say DC LAN prefix is 192.168.1.1, let's say destination IP 192.168.1.1, and simulate. You can see traffic is going over both the transport, internet and MPLS. But when I am sending traffic to branch 220.1.1, traffic is going over MPLS. Or when I will send traffic to 30 means branch 3, then also my traffic will go via MPLS transport. Done. Even you can verify the OMP receive route, routing table, right? Let me take you to branch 1 vs1 real time, and here if I will show you OMP receive route, OMP receive route filter, show me in VPN 10, search, and now you can see in the OMP receive route for 20 prefix, let's say 20.1.1.0, first thing you can see the T-lock for all 20 and 30 prefix is now DC T-lock only, DC T-lock. And if I will show you the preference value, now you can see when it is coming from internet, preference with internet T-lock, preference value is 10, and when same prefix is coming with MPLS T-lock, preference value is 20, right? Preference value is 20. That's why these prefixes will be prefer, MPLS route will be prefer. If I will show you the routing table, IP route, and yes, filter in VPN 10, search. Now here you can see only MPLS, like all the routes are installed in routing table with MPLS transport except DC. DC prefix is still reachable through MPLS as well as internet, right? But for branch 2, branch 3 prefixes are reachable via MPLS only. And if MPLS will goes down, then definitely it will be forwarding traffic via internet. Now if you will trace route, again the same destination 20.1.1.1 in VPN 10 with this source, now you can see your traffic will first reach to DC. You can see 192.168.1.1. This is the IP address of G0/1 of DC VH, right? So all the branches are going to communicate via DC, first thing, right? And if I will show you the simulate, sorry, branch 1 BS1 simulate, and in VPN 10 this one destination 20.1.1 and application any, this is not application routing, traffic is going over in MPLS. And if my MPLS will goes down, let me down this router to the MPLS, I'm saying shut down, stop. Now my MPLS is down. Now here you can check, you can refresh the page, just wait. It is because of cache. Now you can see traffic has started going via internet, right? Earlier it was going via MPLS, now internet, because now MPLS is not available. Again when MPLS will come up, it will start sending traffic over MPLS, right? So simple. For the DC also, if you want that DC should also prefer MPLS over internet, you can modify your policy. What is happening here? I told my VSmart that VSmart, when you are going to advertise prefixes to branches, then set the T-lock of DC T-lock, and in the DC T-lock we have configured higher preference value to MPLS T-lock, right? So I can set that T-lock for DC route as well, right? Go to policy and do it, policy, and in the policy I will take you to the topology. In the topology I'm going to edit this, and for the T-lock will not change anything, T-lock is perfect. For route only I am going to say If this is DC route, then also set tlock of DC X and accept, and set tlock of DC tlock, where we are preferring MPLS color, and save it, activate it, activate. Now again policy is going getting activated, simulate, right? And if you will send traffic to 192.168.1.1, means to the DC LAN device, your traffic is going via MPLS. Now you can see MPLS, right? Now DCVS is also going to prefer MPLS over internet. Even in the policy you can modify it, like you can see one more thing here. If I will take you here, branch 1 VS, let's say, and again real time, and here if I'm going to run command route IP route in VPN 10, in VPN 10, so you can see here unwanted prefixes are also coming, like 33 is the prefix which is running on this link. Here is 33, you can see here I am running 12 subnet, right? So you will find the 12 prefixes also here. You can see somewhere 12 is there, right? On other side you will find 11 prefixes. So if you want to limit the prefix, again you can create one prefix list here, right? In the policy only, let me take you to the list, and here I can create one prefix list, new prefix list. I can say branch prefixes, branch prefixes, and here I can set the prefixes like 10.1.0.0 slash, let's say 16, and less than equal to 32, comma 20.1.0.0 slash 16 less than and equal to 32, similar like prefix list, right? And 30.1.0.0 slash 16 and less than equal to 32. So we have only allow the branch prefixes, LAN prefixes in this prefix list, right? And in my policy now I can, in my policy I can attach it, like go to topology, again edit it, edit, and when I am saying for the route, not tlock, for tlock rule this is fine. For route rule I'm going to say when you are matching the branch side, match prefixes as well. If this is the branch side and prefix list is matching from this prefix list, branch prefixes, right, then set this tlock. And whatever you are not matching, right, the prefixes which will not match in this prefix list will go into default action, and default action is reject, right? So let me save it. What happened? First here I have to add save, and then save and activate, activate. Now after activating this policy, you can refresh your page and you will see your 12 subnet, 31 subnet, right? Through OMP it will only receive 20 and 30, nothing else, right? See here 20 now and 30, right? Unwanted prefixes are now filtered, right? And here is the tlock. So this was, guys, again a very important, simple and powerful SD-WAN policy. This is common scenario and hope this is clear to you. And if you want to master SD-WAN from scratch, from the zero, like deployment, configuration, policies, security, troubleshooting, then you can register yourself for my live SD-WAN course, where I am teaching people SD-WAN from scratch to advance. That's all for this video. If this video was helpful for you, please like the video. If you are new on the channel, please subscribe this channel, and don't forget to share your feedback in the comment section. How was the video? It will motivate me to make more videos, to work hard if you will share the feedback, right? No worry if you have the negative feedback. Actually I always read your feedback to improve the quality. So your feedback is very important. Don't forget to share it in the comment section, and we'll meet soon in next video. Till then, stay safe. Bye bye. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching.